Hello and welcome to another update video about Link. Link has broken above initial resistance, which could be an early signal that a bottom has been made. The only thing that makes me question this a little bit is that the price, while it did get close to that 100% extension target that we talked about around 1030, it hasn't quite reached it. And that just makes me question that a little bit, because if this, even if this, I mean, the low could be in if this was a simple A-B, what did we say? A-B-C structure? No, WXY, and then here, A-B-C. But the C wave would be extremely short. So I don't necessarily trust that the low is already in. There is a bearish scenario still available. I'm going to zoom in a minute. But first of all, looking at the bigger picture, we still have our 5-wave pattern to the upside, which is the bullish thesis. Or based on this, you know, we have formulated the bullish thesis. Then this is a corrective pullback. It's just that, you know, is the low already in or not? We're going to talk about that on the smaller time frame in a minute. The relevant support levels for this corrective pullback, for this correction in this wave 2 are 1276. We've broken this now, but we are already back above it, okay? And then 1066, 890, and 689, even though I said it to you before, ideally we don't break below the green line. Yeah, I mean, from an Elliott wave point of view, that green line is not so important here around 950, but it was the breakout point in October. And ideally we don't want to break below that, right? If we then look at the internal structure, there are some additional smaller degree fib levels, 1035 and 988, that could act as additional support. Now, looking at that, first of all, it means that as long as we're holding above 689, from an Elliott wave point of view, there isn't really anything bearish about this chart. So it could still drop lower and has a lot of space left in this support zone. So essentially, it's been holding really well over recent months, especially considering what other coins did. Quite strong, actually, in my opinion. So looking then at the 1 hour time frame, I have made a slight change to the chart. So for the bearish count, I've relabeled the Y wave itself as a WXY structure. It is possible that this Y wave, which started up here at this top on the 2nd of July at $14.80 roughly, that this is, it was an ABC before. I've relabeled it into a WXY because of the rally that we've seen now. It just allows for the interpretation that this was an A wave down, this is now a B wave up, and we come down in wave C, and that could be the last one then. And that is a wave count that would allow the $10 level to be reached. But I'm not saying this has to happen. I mean, we are in the yellow support zone. We're just watching for the first evidence that a low is in place, but things don't fully add up. Yes, this looks a bit like a 5-wave move up, but that 5th wave is now getting extended. And if we get to 1391, then it is a 3-wave move, because then, basically the ABC structure here in white seems more likely. A, B. At the moment, it could be a 5-wave move. If we get a pullback now, yep, fine, yellow count, and that means the low might be in. Then we have a first 5-wave move to the upside. That's actually what we want to see as first confirmation that the low is in. But, if it just keeps going without giving us a pullback, even though it sounds strange, but it's actually more bearish, because it would then look more like a 3-wave move. Does it make sense? If it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's fine, then it's 5. But if that last wave gets too long, then the first part is basically as long as the last part, and that gives it this ABC look, increasing the probabilities of another low. It is quite strange, I know, if you think about it, that is more bullish in the short term, but actually it makes it more bearish. So it would be quite good for the price now to show us a pullback. What is the next Fibonacci resistance? Micro. Sure, it's a 78.6, isn't it? Yeah, 1352, and then we've got the 61.8, 1323. So these are the next levels, 1323 and 1352. Let's see if we see a reaction there. And then as long as we don't get above 1352, we could call that yellow 5 waves. Any break above it would indicate, oh, we're getting into B wave territory, which is up there, okay? You could basically split that a little bit. Yeah, so that's how I see this. And okay, if we get a pullback now, I will add a support zone for the yellow wave count. That would be potentially bullish. Basically between now and 1353, any break above it directly without any pullback before makes it more look like a three-wave move. Well, it can always develop further. It is obviously on these smaller time frames a very dynamic assessment of the chart. But yeah, you basically get your updates here nearly daily anyway, and yeah, regularly on Discord as well. And but yeah, that's basically what I'm watching. And then obviously, you know, assuming the price pushes all above resistance, then the next key structural resistance and key level is at $14.75. That's the 2nd of July high. But let's first see how we react to that pivot here. And then, based on where we get that reaction and the pullback, we can decide if it's more bearish or more bullish. But these are definitely the next levels to watch. And I think I highlighted well enough which are the levels where in the yellow count we should see a reaction, and which are the levels for the white count, which is short term a bit more bullish, but actually overall could be a bit more bearish because it gives it that three-wave corrective rally look. That's my update about Link. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.